And, you know, kind of at the extremes, there's like King Plush, which you don't really see very often with the Imbue decks anymore.
All right, dude, I'm gonna go tweet. What the f is this, man? Who allowed this? Brother.
In my opinion, pretty miserable win conditions.
Who do I need to f***ing tweet at about this, man? Like, what is going on?
Clearly he should have killed me. It was turn 6 after all. Totally fine.
I'll just play a different game.
Put this deck in a f***ing grave! Put this stupid, idiotic deck in the f***ing grave!
Kind of where I'm at with Standard. It sucks.
We nerfed Murmur by 1 mana, but yeah, this is fine.
Going in. Doesn't really work though. They have the bulwark here. No, I lost chat. Son of a gun, chat. Oh my god, dude.
I think that once you reach a certain point, you're okay with there being a King Plush Imbue Hunter, if that's like kind of a narrow thing that some people are playing, but it isn't like 40% of the metagame is something like this.
Not today, not today. I will admit, I am not happy. I am not happy right now because I was motivated to make content with the mini set as well as to practice for playoffs that I have going on this weekend. And I have to be honest with you guys, I am not motivated at all. At all. To play Hearthstone right now. Like, that joke about, you know, oh, hey, at least Imbue Hunter's not going to be 40% of the meta, right? Like, we can kind of deal with the deck if it's not 40% of the meta. Turns out it's 40% of the meta. It's already gotten to that point where at the lower ranks, this deck is really, really good. It's not fully optimized. There's a lot of experimentation going on with this particular goddamn deck right now. And I just hate to say it's probably just going to get worse from here on out because I really don't think there are a lot of new cards that were available in the mini set that are going to give us any kind of new strategies that are going to be good enough to compete at the top ranks, as well as making things, you know, interesting enough in order to mess up the lower legend ladder, the diamond through legend ranks. It is not really going to feel all that different without Imbue Hunter and Fyrakk Rogue being the only new decks that really are emerging. Now, Imbue Druid is very good, and honestly, I don't have much to say about this deck. It feels kind of fair, kind of balanced, and it is very good at the lower ranks. But the one thing that is worth noting is that Imbue Hunter does kind of, I don't want to say fall off at top 1000 legend, but this deck is literally everywhere. You cannot escape it. At top legend, it doesn't go away. At diamond through legend, it is literally 40% of the meta. And I just have to say, dude, I do not care if Imbue Hunter is good or not. I want you to delete this shit from the game now. I do not want this in my Hearthstone. I do not want this to be every other experience, to be every other game, because it is frustrating. All it does is incentivize literally the worst parts about Hearthstone, in my opinion. And I just cannot tell you how annoyed I am, I guess. Like, I'm just omega annoyed because meme decks aren't going to be good against this. I'm not going to be able to have fun with going up against Hunter if I'm exploring the mini set right now, because these matchups are almost going to be like 0% chance of winning against it. And the reason why it's going to be like 0% is because, unfortunately, this deck is an amalgamation of everything that I despise in Hearthstone. You have an uninteractable win condition that removes taunts away, so it doesn't matter what you build up against it. It doesn't matter how much armor you have, because you can make a 0 mana copy of this card. The reason why this deck is so good is because Tending Dragon Skin, a 3 mana 3/2 dragon, copy the lowest cost beast in your hand, is just literally giving you 2 or 3 king plushes that are 0 mana that you can just play in the same turn and absolutely destroy your opponent. The only things that beat this deck somewhat effectively are, I guess, Blood DKs maybe, that have like Dirty Rat that can take the minion out. You have Dirty Rat in general as a way of hitting the king plush if you can kill it, but that's still like the only disruption that all classes have. Other than that, Rogue is very good against it, and Druid is very good against it, because they are tools to out aggro this deck. But not even Paladin can out aggro this deck. That's kind of the issue that I want to showcase here, is that even aggro decks are having an issue trying to seal the deal with Imbue Hunter, because they can literally OTK you as early as turn 6. This deck's not fun, it's not interactive, and it is literally everything I despise about the game, because it is a non-interactive, easy, simple to play combo deck that maybe will get better as they optimize certain cards, because there are some people that are running like all you can eat in Gilly, for example, so you can have that card draw. But it's just like, the reason why this deck is so frustrating is because you have Houndmaster tutoring out the king plush guaranteed from the deck, because there's some people running Umberclaw. I don't think this card is worth it, but you just literally use the exotic Hound Hunter in order to get the king plush, then you just discount it immediately, and there's nothing that most decks are going to be able to do to stop it. I literally predicted that this would happen, that if Imbue Hunter would ever be popular, you are not going to run any of the other beasts, because no other beast compares to king plush. Why should I play the new Miniset 8-drop? Why should I play Malorn? Why should I literally put in any other beast when king plush does everything I could ask for it, where it invalidates taunts, kills my opponent, as well as just is a good card? So I don't really know what we're supposed to do with a deck like this being so common, other than just playing aggro to outkill it. And if you watch the Brian Kibler video, it's not an issue of me not being able to counter this deck, but I'm not going to sit here and spam aggro decks all day in order to be somewhat effective against Imbue Hunter. I do not have a lot of motivation to make content around that, and I don't have any motivation to practice those kind of decks, because if Imbue Hunter is going to be good, I'm just going to end up banning it anyway. And if I'm going to play on ladder with only Imbue Hunter, I am not getting any practice whatsoever. So I am in a bit of a position here. I have no idea what to talk about, because the other reason why I don't want to make meme decks and then make deck guides and tell you guys to spend your hard-earned dust on it is because the moment that you go up against Imbue Hunter, you are going to get absolutely destroyed. You're going to have a 0% chance. There's nothing that you can do. And the worst part about this is that there is probably not going to be a balance patch for almost 2 weeks whenever the next balance window is. So if this deck doesn't get immediately patched, if this deck doesn't have like a card that gets banned in like the next day or so, we are literally trapped with this bullshit for the next 2 weeks, and I don't know if I can fucking handle that, if I am being honest. So it's just like, I don't care if Imbue Hunter is good or not. I want you to delete this shit from the game, because look at the reactions that this deck elicits. Like, you saw the earlier reactions from creators that I just happened to find clips for. There's probably tons of other clips from people, because there's definitely tweets and probably going to be some Reddit articles about how, oh boy, first game of the mini set, took 34 damage on turn 6 with multiple taunts on the board. Fantastic. Like, he probably did his murmur pop off and he still lost because of it. Okay, he actually didn't get his murmur pop off because it's in his hand. But it's just like, what's even the point of playing Hearthstone when literally King Plush is just going to deny every single board that you make? Even Zeddy being like, haha, Hearthstone is saved, being all, you know, sarcastic and whatnot. Warshak, casual turn 6 OTK, my mini set experience. This is not a fun mini set. This is not a fun launch, and it just really sucks that almost every other set of cards that has come out, like with Mage, with Warlock, with a Demon Hunter, for example, their cards are dead on arrival. You can't really mess with those packages of cards right now, and they don't really do anything meaningful. So what are we supposed to do? Are we just supposed to do nothing but just jam Imbue Hunter that can literally kill a Warlock from 84 HP? I just don't know how else to put this, dude. And it's like, the funny thing about this is that, yeah, you could say that, wow, this is bullshit that the Warlock was able to get 54 armor with also the potential of playing Eternal Layover to get another, what, 25 armor, whatever's on the board here. I could have gotten 25 extra armor, but it didn't matter because he's just going to be able to push the button as I'm sitting here doing nothing and just absolutely destroys me. It's like, yeah, you could argue that this deck, Warlock, Starship Warlock, is bullshit, but how is this okay? This is turn 10, turn 9, by the way, dealing like 90 bajillion damage, and there's literally no way that I can interact with this deck unless I put a Dirty Rat in here. So it's just like, I really don't know how else to put this. I don't know how many more screenshots and how many more examples that I can give you of this deck just being an absolute fucking clusterfuck. I hate this deck. I don't know how else to show it to you guys. I don't think it's healthy for the game, and I'm gonna be miserable if I have to play around this shit for playoffs. And it's just like, it's probably gonna happen. There's gonna probably be no balance changes, and I'm just gonna have to deal with it. But it's like, dude, I don't like the direction of this design. This entire expansion was supposed to slow things down and was supposed to give us an actual way of fighting for the board. And now, literally one deck that is 40% of the meta is invalidating board-based decks again, just because, you know, Hunter, I guess, needs a cool archetype, and even though it's not even that cool, because for one day, everyone's already sick of it. So I really don't know what else to say other than just, like, me ranting at this point, but I hate this style of gameplay. I hate this design. I absolutely hate how this deck is 40% in the meta, and even though there might be some more decks that emerge in the next couple of days, this absolutely ruined the hype for so many people, and I legitimately wonder how many people had, like, they saw this happen to them. They were like, what the hell happened? They played another game, they went up against Hunter, and then they just immediately logged out or uninstalled. It's just, I don't feel like this is a net positive for anyone, because you do this deck once or twice, and then that's it. It doesn't really feel like it has a lot more going for it other than, oh, hey, I OTK'd on turn 6. I really don't think that this deck is healthy for the game, and I'm just tired of seeing the same problems plague the game, where when a mini set comes out, one deck is just ruling over them all with an iron fist. So I need to end this video. It's almost 4 o'clock in the morning. I've spent way too much time being awake. Who knows what time I'll wake up tomorrow in order to stream, but I just have to say this. As long as this deck is playable and as long as this deck is tier 1, Hearthstone is gonna suck, and I don't know what else to do, man. I really don't know what else to do. I wanted to make fun content, and now I feel like I can't. So Hearthstone, please fucking do something about this card, because I don't know how much longer I can take this.
I'll just play a different game.